With ChatGPT for beginners, I think that ChatGPT is, for me, somewhat simple. It can become really complicated if you've never used ChatGPT before, but it doesn't have to be. For today, mornings with Mina, that's kind of a thing because my first name's Mina. I think that we should talk about keeping it simple, really understanding the platform, using a ChatGPT in a way that maybe just don't overthink it. Don't overthink it at all. And knowing what ChatGPT can and can't do. And for the last few days, I have been going live on YouTube to give an overview of using generative AI. I really, really appreciate ChatGPT, but there are other platforms. We'll do those another day. But I want you to really get to know ChatGPT. And why not? It's here, it's not going away. You've heard artificial intelligence, AI is here. Well, AI has been here for a while. Generative AI, it creating for you and with you, that's a whole different thing. So let's talk about knowing the platform and what you can do with this. If you are a real estate agent and you're listening because you know my twin sister, great. If you're an educator, principal, and you know me from that arena, that's great too. And I work a lot. I work with other professors, guest lecture, and have a little fun with demonstrating ChatGPT and its power and its limitations, meaning ChatGPT is not human. It is not human. You are the human. You get to tell it what to do and how to produce, but it will take over and tell you what to do, basically making you think that the ideas are what you should turn in if you're a student. You, as a student, should do your own work. You can use generative AI to make you um, a little bit more aligned, more efficient, but you doing your own work is a good thing. Doing your own work is a good thing, but generative AI can get you really creative and help you think clearly sometimes when you're, if you ever think about if you could envision all these thoughts in your head all the time and you could see them, sometimes we're a little cluttered and feel like there's a lot of noise around. So let's dive in and look at some things. I'm going to share my screen and start from the beginning. I am sharing this is my free account, actually. You don't need to pay for ChatGPT. I think there's this idea that you should pay for it. Now, I recommend the 20 bucks a month. It's so worth it. This is OpenAI. You can see right here the URL, Universal Reading Language website address is just openai.com. It takes you here. You can read all about it if you want. But if you want to log in, you select login on the right. If you have never logged in, if you've never logged in before, you can log into the API platform, Sora. Sora creates the videos. Hold off on that. That one will let you create 3 videos, and then you're frustrated because you have to pay a little bit more than you would for just ChatGPT. So look at this. I log in, and this is probably something I put here already. So it just sits there. But ChatGPT is very friendly. It at first didn't look as friendly, it wasn't as easy, but here's what you have. On the left, you have a sidebar. You can create a new chat. You can search old chats, which is great. This feature was not here before. It wasn't even on the app on your phone. Now you can search it. You have a library, an atlas, and you can create projects. Projects is very similar to Google, where you can create folders. Maybe if you use the Microsoft platform, you can create folders there and organize your information. I do appreciate that. And then you have down here on the left, it'll tell you can upgrade. It has my email address. I recommend that you log in and sync with your Google account. If you don't and you just do an email, it looks slightly different right now. So that's what I recommend. Sync it with an account. You can personalize it. You can, if you select general, you can have an appearance. You can have an accent color like blue. For fun, I'll go with pink. Language, you can have a different dialect. Mine auto detects it, so it knows English for me. And then spoken language, maybe you speak another language, you can select that too. It will notify you of things, responses, it'll push things out for you, tasks, projects, email. You can play around with that. That's another day. apps and connectors. So it will connect. I love connecting to Canva because Canva is a creation site. You can create websites, you can create logos, you can create presentations. It's fun if you haven't used it, but you can connect any of these. And if you ever use Coursera, because Coursera is a place you can learn new things, that's great. So you can see that. Orders, I've not really jumped into that, but products you can buy in ChatGPT are right here. Data controls, sharing links. If you want to manage that, maybe you don't want to share links. I have links in my paid one that I share. Archive chats, you can archive them all. Uh, there is a limitation. I think they've upped that space limitation because I could not. I had to delete some things, but then all of a sudden it was available. And then, of course, security. And you can have an authenticator app where you have to log in. No one can jump into yours. I haven't decided to turn that on yet, but I probably will in the coming days because this is a newer feature for me. So this is just the general information here, and you can get to that down here. This star will sit here until you upgrade if you choose to upgrade. And then on the right, which I like, this used to be in this drop down, but it's a temporary chat. It won't save it. That's kind of nice. So if it's like correcting an email, checking for spelling and grammar, that's a good one. The reason why this one is a good one is because it won't keep it in all of your data and you can make it go away. So this one, we can even use this prompt, where it says, I want to work with new clients and engage new home buyers and not use real estate language. Tell me what to do next. I should say, do not do the waterfall effect. I almost wanted to. The waterfall effect is where it gives you too much, way too much. Like you're like, I can't but let's just add to this. I'm going to put allow this time. This is new for me and assume that I am the first time using ChatGPT. And right now I'm actually demonstrating it using your mic, which is great because then I don't have to type it, which takes a little bit longer sometimes. And I want to demonstrate, I'm new to this. Let's say, assume I'm a real estate agent and I want to get new clients and I need three things to talk about. And I want to do this easy, like keeping it simple. And again, it's new to me, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but maybe you can help me out. See how simple that was? You keep it simple. This is a situation where you literally did who, what, and how. If you've watched my previous YouTube videos, I talk about the persona, like who you are. I gave it a persona. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a teacher. I'm an entrepreneur in this business. I run a company, a small boutique, things like that. And then what? I gave it a task. I didn't just give it a question this time. I gave it like a statement. There's a difference between a question and a statement. So it specifically told it what I wanted. And then I didn't give it a how, which would be a tone. Like, do I want it in bullet form? Things like that. We'll just see what it comes up with. And notice that this little pink thing is there, which I kind of like, oh, it puts it in pink. Oh. That's new. That's actually a new thing. I don't have it on my paid version. So and let's just minimize it just slightly so we can see this. If you're thinking, how did you do that quickly? I used Alt and used the minus or negative sign. So dreams and lifestyle, instead of asking what kind of home are you looking for, ask something like, what kind of lifestyle do you imagine in your next place? Ooh, neighborhoods and belonging. People don't just buy houses, they choose communities. What kind of neighborhood feels like home to you? Next steps made simple. New buyers are often overwhelmed. Keep your tone calm and encouraging. That's a true thing. Because I'm not a real estate agent, every time I want to buy something, like when want to buy a new house, it's too much. It feels overwhelming. So, this is a way to remember that you, the expert in your field, if you are a presenter, I do this. I present to principals and teachers, and everything in my head I want to give to them all at once. It's too much. So ChatGPT can make this simple for you. Now, if you go over to this sidebar, which I talked about earlier, it will create this chat here. Now, I have not done this before in this one. So I'm going to show you that I can create a project and I'm going to call it making Chat GPT simple demonstrations. I'll just put demo. And it'll ask you what type of thing this is. I'm just going to hit create project. This is a great thing to do because now I can go down to this one, hit this, I call it a grapevine, three dots, and then I can move it to a project. I only have one there. It's in the project. What I also could do is if I wanted to add a file here about, for fun, let me show you. So if this is too much for you, just listen and come back to it and watch it later. Um, Find me research on demonstrating chat GPT or other generative AI platforms. Now I'm calling it generative AI so you know it's generative AI because there are other AI things out there, artificial intelligences. I don't want to do this right now. So this ChatGPT AI powered research, ChatGPT for developers. So this one is it automatically put ChatGPT at the top. MIT Technology Reviews Insights for Generative AI Success. It's MIT. It might be a lot. And and I probably will grab it. I'm going to say easy. And let's see, 50 ChatGPT use cases for real life examples. And there's a lot here. It still feels like jargon most of us don't want to do. But I want to save it and it's not a PDF. So I go to print, just so you know, save, and I'll save it to my downloads for now. And then now that you know that I have it, I can add this file. Let me show you right over here, add file. Click add file again. I'll go to my download. I'll select this and now it's in that file so it can help me later when I demonstrate. It's going to use this. Now, if I don't want it to use it, I'll just say don't use this. But that is something that I can do. I also, because I did not read this article for fun, I can do an upload and ask it to tell me about this article. Tell me about this article. I really wanted something easy to help me to use ChatGPT, but it felt a little overwhelming. And I honestly haven't read it, but maybe you can break it down for me to help me understand. Again, free account, it still does it. It might limit you on how many things you can do per day, but it's searching the knowledge, no problem. That PDF is a big list of ways people and businesses use ChatGPT. What the article is about, 50 real life ways to use ChatGPT. The main categories, general uses, filling out forms or templates, create documents, text writing. It's still a lot, coding. Like this might not be the best one. And I might have said, make it really, really simple. You need using ChatGPT, don't overthink it. You will get better at getting better on ChatGPT. The more you use it, the more it learns how you think, the more it understands your own personality, which I want to go to next. So we talked a little bit about the platform, what it looks like. We talked about don't overthink it when you use ChatGPT. And I feel like I should just do one more thing. Again, I'm really new using ChatGPT. So could you really explain a good use case for using ChatGPT? I live in Southern California. I'm very active. I road bike and mountain bike. What could I would love to travel more. What are some use cases? Maybe it's simple. I work in education. Just give me some use cases. Don't like tell me what to do. Just give me things I could use ChatGPT for. That might be all you want to ask it. That's really simple. You ask it to help you out. Tell ChatGPT a little bit about you. If you're thinking, I don't want ChatGPT to know, well, if you're on YouTube, it knows a little bit about you. You know this because if you are a forever scroller on TikTok or Instagram and you talk about this piece of luggage that you want and a brand, luggage will pop up on your Instagram feed. So it already knows. We're already past that. And now it's just giving me paragraphs, like from an educational leadership analysis perspective. It can serve as a thought partner. It doesn't know that I love to talk about using it as a think tank. Like, help me think this through. What do you think? Humans are better. Maybe you want to think tank it through and then get your group of friends or people with you. But remember, the human brain is the most powerful computer. You are your own computer. And on a personal side, GPT can enhance your own experiences around traveling, cycling, and lifestyle planning. It found me. Now, I could have probably gone to Google, but it organized a list of places that have group cycling around the world, and they provide really good road bikes. I don't mean the special that you get at your local convenience store. I mean the good ones. And I don't want to name them right now because I don't want it to think that I'm thinking about that bike. And then it can also be creative and reflective. It can help you document travels. It can help you blog, things like that. And this is just something simple. But what I do want to tell you and caution you is it is not a therapist. ChatGPT is not a therapist. It is it can organize you. It can find information on the web. It can grab from its mainframe of information. ChatGPT generative pre-trained transformer is trained by engineers who program. So it's only as limited as the people who program it. So if you have young children who want to go into programming, in high school or college, it needs a more voice and, diverse group of minds to give it updated information. So it's only as good as the input on the back end. It's also only as good as what you put in it yourself. I call this prompt engineering, if you haven't heard that term before. And I talked a little bit about that yesterday in my live, if you want to look at what prompt engineering is and the day before. But it really is a formula. It's a formula that tells you how to think and put things in. Writing is a formula. You remember learning how to read and write. That's a formula. You have a group of letters, they become a word. You have a group of words, they become a sentence. You have add-ins and subtrahands. What does that mean? Adding and subtracting, that's a formula. Multiplication, linear equations, molecular equations. Those are all formulas to come up with things that you put together, products and reactants, things like that. ChatGPT is a formula. It's only as good as what you put into it. I'm pointing like you can see my screen. You can't. And it is not a therapist. If you think if you can get caught into what I call the abyss or Alice in Wonderland's hole or its noise, and you can start to think it's a good friend. It is a computer. It is a bot. It is not your buddy. Your friends, your humans are your friends. So I caution you with thinking that it might tell you about your relationship. Hey, my friend, my boyfriend said this. What do you think? I'm telling you right now, if you ask it that, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right. You know your friends do that too, right? They're gonna agree with you. And if it doesn't agree with you, you'll get mad at it and you'll say, I think you're wrong. And it'll say, oh yeah, yeah, you're right. So caution you, it's not a therapist, it's not your doctor, neither is Dr. Google for that matter, because we get diagnosed and we're like thinking it's the worst case scenario. So you have doctors for that. They're humans. You have friends to talk about your concerns. You have therapists. It's caution. It's only as good as what you put into it, and it is not a buddy or a friend. It can be a thought partner, buddy. You can call it that, but your friends are your friends. So I thought I would at least leave you with that. I'll share my screen one more time because my sister and I are speaking at the National Association of Realtors next week. If you're listening and you are a realtor, I can give you this. This is the prompt engineering formula, not all of them. It's like prompt crafting. And then we have noise to navigation book that my twin sister and I wrote. We took over 100 days and just cranked it out. It's something we have been thinking about and taking notes on for the last 3 years since November of 2022. And we realized that generative AI shouldn't be scary, but you do need to have a background in understanding where it's going, and don't let it confuse you and don't let it overwhelm you. And I'll put the link in the bio right now. And please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment. Make sure you tell me what you would like to know about generative AI. And if you're going, bring the book with you. We'll sign it for you. Come to our session. We're excited about talking about how to use ChatGPT as a think tank. Yes, a thought partner, a brainstorming buddy. We do say that we do use that language, and it'll be fun. And if not, you can subscribe also to get my newsletter. I'm going to focus on just doing the newsletter once a month, so you don't get too many emails. I'll put the subscription in the description. That's so funny. And I'll see you in the mornings, mornings with Mina. I won't be here every morning, but I'll be here a lot of mornings. So thank you so much.